What's up, guys? I'm here with Slyder, and we're doing another one of these bizarre stories. There's this thing going around. This happened, well, at least it was reported around like May 10th or something like that. So a woman was found living inside a, a grocery store's like rooftop sign, like like where it says the name of the grocery store, and she was living inside of the sign with she had a computer, a coffee maker, and a printer and a mini desk. So I just have so many questions, but let me explain the rest of it. So this was a family fare supermarket. We don't have those here, so I had never heard of that. And apparently this
Neither have
woman,
I.
yeah, me either. And she apparently lived there for about a year before she was caught. And the way they caught her was because they saw an extension cord going up to the sign.
How was she
So
getting up there? Did they explain that?
that no, they did not explain that, and she didn't explain that either. That's one of my questions that I'm very confused about. Because they said that they did not, there was no ladder on site when they found her. So
Yeah, how did she get everything up in there then?
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm wondering. Yeah, she had the desk, the computer, she had all that stuff up there. No sign of a ladder. Even if she did have a ladder, you can't climb a ladder with a computer in your hand, obviously. So like,
Or a
even if she
fucking
had a
desk.
ladder and a desk, yeah,
I think the desk might be a little bit harder than the computer.
yeah, I'd say so. And yeah, and this is a woman who's obviously homeless. But she had a job. I don't think they said what job she had or if she even explained that, but she has a job. So that explains how she got those things and was able to like purchase those things. But where does she like okay, I was thinking like where would she get those delivered or something, but no, she probably just actually physically went to these places and bought these things. But again, she'd still have to carry like somehow get them up there. So that is very confusing. And she's been there for a year before they found her. So it's like oh, and there's the detail I forgot to mention. She had some flooring installed up like in the sign. So like she made her own little like house in this sign and wasn't caught for an entire year. It's like what in the world? And she got off scot-free. She wasn't they said like she didn't get any get into any
Trespassing charge
trouble.
or anything?
Yeah, they warned her that next time she would be she would be charged with trespassing. But they didn't like as they found her, they said you're fine. Just don't do it again. And I'm kind of
Yeah,
confused like
I have so many questions.
yeah, yeah, it's like what in the world? And one of my questions is like, I know this is kind of irrelevant, but she had a printer up there, and it's like, what does this homeless woman need to print? All I can
Well,
assume.
well, if she had a computer, she had the printer for the computer.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, what exactly is she printing? Like, is it for her job? Maybe. Like, that's all I can think of. Like, maybe it's some sort of like something that requires that. I don't know. And I'm also wondering how much this job is that she has is paying her because I mean she got like well I guess the course of a year is a long time. I was gonna say like she got quite a few things, a computer or desk and stuff, but like I guess anyone could save up for that within a year, so I guess that's not too crazy. But
Yeah, but you think she would want a real place to live, not inside of a
oh
fucking
yeah,
sign.
yeah, well I guess that's the cheaper option. Is the fucking the family fare supermarket sign is the cheaper option, I guess.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
mean,
puzzling.
I guess that's cheap, you know. So,
I imagine maybe her goal is to stay in the sign until she could afford a like an actual like apartment. But I don't know. Like again, I'm so curious what this job is she has, and like is she just going there every day, like physically, or is it like an online type of job that she just works from the sign? That like, you know what I mean? And how did she get flooring installed in a sign? Because I feel like that's something you have to specialize in and have some sort of expertise in. Flooring. Like not any random
n-
person can do flooring,
not
right?
necessarily. I mean, all she had to do was lay it down. But
I'd assume there'd be more to
uh,
it than that.
yeah, I'm just wondering how big this sign is.
I looked up Family Fare Supermarket, and it's a big grocery store chain, and it does have a massive sign. But the pictures I saw, the sign was next to on the wall of the building, so it wasn't like something you could be inside of. So I don't know. It must have been a big sign that was like perfectly on the roof and not connected to the side of the building, because then she could have gotten into it. But yeah, I have no idea. And also, I'm wondering, she was found because of an extension cord, right? Where did she have that plugged in at that no one like ever checked? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it had to be plugged inside of the Family Fare store, right? Because obviously
I would think so.
there's no outlets outside of the building, right? So like you're telling me no one checked that? Like no one caught this mysterious extension cord? It's very odd. I'm looking at pictures of the Family Fare stores and like they all seem to have the sign that's like on the building, so I don't know how that what happens. I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm
I
not
guess it's kind
sure.
of a smart thing in hindsight. I mean, instead of being on the streets, you're in a sign. I mean, you're protected from weather to some extent. And it is technically like an indoor area. So like I guess it's not a bad idea if you're a homeless person, especially one with a job.
I don't know. That's a lot of effort.
It is, yeah.
Like,
It's definitely a lot of effort.
it's probably less effort than just getting a couple of jobs and having a place to live, or just like having a decent job and finding a small place to live, and then you
Yeah,
you could have all those comforts.
that's true,
And
yeah. I feel like that's not too far off effort-wise than yeah, literally just getting a very cheap apartment and staying there and getting those things eventually. And she had a coffee maker. That's like a very you think this person who lives in a sign with very restricted space and not a lot of money, I imagine, that she would have all her like stuff that's like needed, but she just has a coffee maker up there. It's just like a leisurely kind of thing. It's just like what the fuck, dude? Like she's just chilling up there. Like she had a whole setup, and I bet she's not happy about being compromised.
yeah, I don't know. It just seems like such an absurd situation.
Yeah, it's puzzling. I don't. Um, my main question is just like, how did she get stuff up there? That is like, what did she use black magic? Because like I said earlier, even if she had a ladder,
How,
how are
how
you
did the
getting
fuck
up
did
there
she
with
get
her?
down?
I don't know.
How
I
did
don't
they get
know.
up there to find her?
Well, I'm sure the police like have a way to do that. I imagine. I don't know. They probably just used a few ladders or something. But how she was doing it, I don't know. Because like no ladder was found on the site. So like I wish I really wish they questioned her more. But apparently they didn't really question her. They just kind of told her like don't do it again. From what I read. So like there's so many questions that are just going unanswered here. And in terms of like food, like how she was eating and shit, she had a job, so she probably could just literally go in the store that she's on top of. That's probably where she was getting food. But she's getting money from the job and yeah, just eating the in the grocery store that she lives on top of.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like a lot of work for not a lot of
Yeah,
reward.
it does, yeah.
I guess free rent, but you would think you'd want to live
Yeah.
somewhere
I mean,
like more reasonable, or just somewhere more accessible.
yeah, I mean it'd be better to I would say the cheapest possible apartment you can buy is probably still worth saving up for and getting over doing that, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, I would say like it'd be much more worth it to just get the cheapest you can buy because there's no way this lady's rolling in money, but she saved up for she had very few amount of things up there, and she was up there for a year. I don't know how long she had the job, but I'm assuming she had it for that whole year. So I think she probably could have gotten a very cheap place, but that's an assumption. Well, yeah, that's about it, guys. Tell us what you think, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.